All right, in this video for chapter 24 of Ecce Romani, we're going to look at intransitive verbs that take the dative. Intransitive. So an intransitive verb versus a transitive verb is one that does not have a direct object. So transitive has a direct object. So that's our normal to eat. Perhaps you can eat something in the accusative. Intransitive don't have that direct object. So I'm going to cross that out. So an example of an intransitive verb in English might be to, we can say to run. You could run a race in that sense, but you can't actively run something. You can also think of to sit is one of them, where you can sit in a chair. You can sit for a long time, but you can't sit a direct object. Also, the verb to be is considered intransitive. And another way, besides the fact that they don't take direct objects, that you can tell if they're intransitive, is they don't turn into passive voice very easily. So you can't be run, you can't be sat, and you can't have been. So that's what an intransitive verb is. The problem in Latin is that we have a set of intransitive verbs that translate as if they're transitive. So they're intransitive with a direct object. And the other tricky thing about this is that the direct object is in the dative. So that's another use of the dative case that you're now adding to your repertoire, is that it occasionally appears as a direct object with this small subset of verbs. There are no more than 24 of them, but we see 2 of them appearing here in chapter 24. One of them is going to be occurrere, and the other is going to be apro. It's going to have 2 P's, appropinquare. So occurrere and appropinquare. And you'll see these verbs occur with a dative, and when you're translating them, you can translate them as if they're transitive and as if the dative is the direct object. And that is the real takeaway from this lesson. So it can seem a bit weird, it can look a bit scary, but at the end of the day, it's a pretty simple fix in terms of translating them. So with that, I will conclude this lesson. Have a wonderful afternoon and evening.